So we're using Aquaforest Bio sand as the sand base. I think it's quite a light colour sand. I've never used it before. The only reason I'm using it is because it came with a sort of tank shutdown that I picked up most of the equipment from. So got it on the cheap. Let's see how it looks. The skimmer I went for was a Deltec 600i protein skimmer. It's the third Deltec that I've used, and I zoomed in on the price tag because I bought it a couple of years ago and it was, I think, about $250 less than it is today when I purchased it. So bit of a crazy price hike with that inflation. For the heater, I went for a 200 watt Aqua 1 titanium heater. And funnily enough, this heater is rated for aquariums up to 200 litres, but I've found that it's actually heating the tank quite well, and I haven't needed a supplementary heater as yet. I will have one for redundancy, but it's just interesting that it's able to heat a 400 litre tank, which is double the rating. For the reactor, I went for Aquaforest AF 90. First time using a reactor. I'll be using phosphate minus and probably some carbon, just to keep the sump as clean as I possibly can, and obviously taking use of the manifold that is included in the Cade Pro series. So the Aquaforest reactor that I'm using, they've changed a bit of the design compared to the prior model, and you can see they no longer have the twist screws. And finally, for the Wavemaker, I picked up a AI Orbit 2. It's the first Gyre style Wavemaker from AI. I had a guy on my previous reef tank and did pretty well. So here we are, just filling the tank with RO. This was a really long process, as I only turned it on after I got back from work every day for a couple of days, and it took about 4 days to fill the tank. The salt that I'm using is the Red Sea Coral Pro Salt, the black bucket, which has all the elevated levels of alkalinity and all that other good stuff, so coralline should grow pretty quick. And something I didn't expect was the plumbing to leak, unfortunately. As I was tinkering with the auto top-off line and the manifold, I reckon I accidentally hit some of the plumbing and it loosened it a little bit, and basically had a very, very slight drip from both the ATO line and the return line. So what I did was I uncoupled both bulkheads, gave it a little bit of a clean, and put them back on as straight as I could, and additionally used extra strength to get the bulkheads on as tight as I possibly could, and so far so good, as you can see from the video. Sorry, it is a bit shaky. In terms of cycling the tank, it's going to be a rapid cycle. I'm using media from my current holding tank, which is housing all my inhabitants, so you can see all that gunk and stuff, and I'm just going to basically squeeze all that stuff into the new tank, which should pretty much cycle it instantly. I'll leave the tank running for for another week before I pop in all the guys from the holding tank, but this should really kickstart things. So things are starting to really tick along. As you can see with the full tank shot, this is the scape. I've still got a couple of rocks to add from the holding tank, which will finish the scape up, but I'm pretty content for now. You can see the Orbit 2 running really nice. It's a very strong pump and it's not as ugly as I thought it would look in the tank. The micro bubbles you're seeing are from the Deltec Skimmer, as it's still breaking in, so once I start getting some nutrients in, that should subside. But besides that, everything is ticking along. It has been a week though. I've gone through 2 different Wavemakers. One was a second-hand Nero 7, which is faulty, and the other was a knockoff MP40, which just wasn't big enough for the tank in my opinion. And obviously with the leaks, it just sort of capped everything off, but I think we're heading in the right direction. I'm still taking it slow, and hopefully by this time next week we should have some fish in the tank. But anyway, if you guys made it this far, I greatly do appreciate it. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, happy reefing.